Beats, Bars, and Convo presents What If Episode 3, Part 2, man. I got my big homie Skills popping in. Oh my God. So yeah, man, listen, this is a beautiful night. And the beauty of the What If is that as music lovers, we can go into an alternate universe and think about things that could happen, would happen, or didn't happen. So tonight on this podcast, part 2, I got my esteemed, my very valued, my brother. I never catch a murder again. My man to do it, Vega. And I got my big homie, Mo, in the motherfucking building. And then I also got my other big homie, Skills, in this motherfucking building. Skills, what's happening?
Peace, what's good?
Yeah, man.
What up?
Hey yo, Skills just got off, man. So he on the vocal tip, but we visual, but we getting into it. So part 2 of the What If tonight is very difficult because it's putting the coasters against each other. And I wanted to bring it up is what if Puffy, Diddy, Brother Love had a signed Nas? And what if Suge, Marion Knight had a signed Biggie? Mo, give me your take, yo. What's the first thing come to your mind when I drop that what if? Because I see you rubbing your chin. Bro, what's the first thing come to your mind? You thinking.
Yeah, yo, check it out. I'm gonna start it off like this and tell you like this. Don't tell nobody what I'm about to say, but this is kind of...
You about to say some shit that's gonna fuck hip-hop up.
I'm talking a little blasphemy here, but you know what I'm saying?
Drop it.
All right. But I'm gonna say this though. Puff and Nas, that would have worked. That would have been some other, I don't know. That just would have worked. I can see that working. Biggie signing with Death Row. Ooh. Would have been this world. I do know that. So I'm thinking if I can hear Dr. Dre behind Biggie Smalls, whoa.
Imagine what Biggie would have sounded like on the What if Dre was.
But you almost heard that because on Biggie's first album he got that Snoop beat that Respect. That was a West Coast beat. Like Biggie rhymed over a lot of Dre beats.
Yo, you think that was a West Coast beat though?
That was on Snoop Dogg. That's Gin and Juice. That doom 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 doom. That's Gin and Juice.
Doom 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 doom. With
Respect, yeah, the gunman them.
Okay. Yeah, that is Gin and Juice.
That's Gin and Juice.
Yeah, that's Gin and Juice. But what I'm thinking about is that means there's no beef between Big and Pop.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh. What?
Big and Pop on the same team.
That was pivotal. Nah, if Big was over there, Pop wouldn't have probably been there. So that would have changed the whole course of events.
Nah, Pac would have been there. Pac would have been there.
Thinking about his skills,
I think they signed Pop to spite the East Coast and Puffy and them. So without that happening, I don't think they would have signed Pop.
So you think?
Nah, because they was cool before then.
So just imagine.
One thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Skills.
Cool is one thing, but signing, I don't know. I think that signing happened after the events took place, and they wanted to spite Bad Boy. You know what I mean?
I never heard that perspective. Mo, you ever heard that perspective?
You know what? That's funny. I can see it going both ways because I see Biggie telling saying to Suge, yo, go get Pac out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Sign my man and get him out of jail because you got to remember. Just remember this: Pac, Big, and Stretch real cool.
And Stretch.
full before they
R.I.P.
had
Stretch.
him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. Oh my gosh, I can't see.
Oh, you made a very valid point. I want to build on that, Mo. Biggie signed and he's free, and Pac is his man.
And
He
this is
tells
man.
Suge, go get this nigga out of jail. We about to rain on these Queensbridge niggas. Because I can see, hold on, I know hip-hop history very well. Puffy was trying to manage Mobb Deep and Nas. If you look at the Survival of the Fit video, who do you see at the bodega with the Averex on dancing in the last scene? Puffy.
Puffy.
So Puffy would have had Mobb Deep, Nas, and Suge would have had Tupac and Biggie.
Yo, all right. So here's the thing.
Wow, this is crazy.
Tupac and Biggie made the East Coast, West Coast rivalry, right? Without that, where would hip hop be?
Right. Where would hip hop be without the East Coast, West Coast be?
Yeah, where would it be?
I think hip hop will be where it be now. I would want to know where hip hop journalism would be right now. Where would Netflix be? Where would Prime be? Where would all these motherfucking channels be? Where would Angie Martinez be without the hip hop?
No, but you got to think about this. With no East Coast, West Coast beef, that means West Coast people are buying East Coast records at the same rate that they buying their own records. So Pop and Big is going quadruple platinum with Pac over there, Snoop over there, the Ice Cube over there. Like you talking Big and Cube.
Yo,
Big
the West
Snoop.
would have been Skills. What you think, Skills? Would the West have been unstoppable?
Unstoppable, yo.
Skills.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. It's kind of I can't. Big on Dre beats is would have been something to witness. But I don't know about Nas and Puff. I don't think that would have flew. Like
the only reason I say that, let me tell you this.
Caveat nobody knows. The only Death Row rapper that was signed from the East besides Pop.
Corrupt.
Nope. K Solo, Kevin Madison.
But he never came. Rakim. No, he was signed to Aftermath. But I ask you this question.
Corrupt
When Nas got with Trackmasters, he became a star.
Yeah.
Illmatic made him a dope legend rapper. But Trackmasters made him a star. And when we think about what Puffy was doing in the 90s with the sampling, don't he make hits like the 80s? Sounds so crazy. So imagine Nas on More Money, More Problems.
So we got the firm when they went sample crazy, square biz, all that, and people say that was a flop. So Nas over them 80s samples, 70s disco samples, whatever. I don't know if that would have.
But that was considered a flop compared for Dr. Dre. That wasn't considered a flop at that time. If you look at the numbers for East Coast artists, from Dre coming off 5 million with the Chronic, whatever, he's selling stupid records with Snoop, right? Back on the East Coast, 1 million, 1.5, 2 was still really, really, really good. This is pre-West Coast dominant. This is
That's my point.
dominant.
That's my point. That's my point. Imagine Big on the Chronic.
Whose spot he gonna take?
It don't matter. It's Big on the Chronic.
Yeah, Big could rap to any beat. It don't matter.
Big on the Chronic. Like,
imagine
if this was a what if Marvel cartoon, the dopest part would be Big rapping on the Chronic.
In the studio with Dre. Yo, if I made cartoons, I would like to see
rapping
Biggie
on the Chronic.
Walk in the studio like, yo, Dre, what up?
So that's pushing Big way earlier too, because Chronic was what, like end of '92-ish, and Big dropped what, at least '94.
Okay,
like
then I'll
90.
make it more relevant for you then. Imagine Dre producing Ready to Die. And imagine Puffy producing It Was Written.
Oh,
Ooh.
Nah. It's something about Nas that was like a breath of fresh air when you didn't want to hear all that glitzy shit. And It Was Written is my favorite Nas joint. So touching that, like, yeah, nah,
And then here
I
you
can't
go.
imagine. I can't
One of the
imagine
best
that.
records on It Was Written was The Firm Got That Ass Out. Oh my God. What's that? What was the Dre record on The Firm?
Nas Is Coming. That's all he did up
Oh
there.
my God.
That shit was banging.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
honest
fucked with
though,
that. That's heavy.
low key. Y'all wanna hear blasphemy? That was the skippable record on It Was Written for me.
Nah, it wasn't. Nas never had that flow again. That beat pushed Nas, yo.
The Firm, yo, I used to skip that shit, bro.
Nah, that shit went hard in the paint, yo. I
Cause
used
it
to
didn't
bang
feel
that
like
shit.
Nas. Like, did it really feel like Nas? Pause. Like, Nas is coming.
So no, but so that was the measure of an MC back in the day when you could get in a different pocket and kill it. You know what I'm saying? Again, you never heard that flow from Nas again. Like
The
he
Golden
was just
Child shot that
stacking
ass
words.
up. I was holding out. Let the niggas in they hold the trial.
hey, yo, you know what? I'm gonna check. I'm listening to everything y'all saying, man. Yo, my brain is really rocking right now. But I'm gonna say this, like, see, because we so East Coast that Big on the West Coast, if Big can do a
He's the
feature with,
greatest rapper of all time. Let's just put that out there. He is the greatest rapper of all time.
yeah,
Besides me.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But if Biggie can get with Bone Thugs,
He could do anything.
and yo, that joint was that was just different, yo. I mean, it was really
The
different.
dangerous.
Imagine, hey, yo, where was you at when you heard that? Skills, where was you at
Whoa.
when you got to that point with Biggie, where you realized Biggie was like the greatest nigga ever, yo?
It was because Quiet as Kept, that Ready to Die album, like in its totality, I wasn't like hella impressed with it. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither, bro.
It was fire. It was fire. I think that the way the songs were arranged wasn't right. It's something about it. Like you said, being skippable. I could skip by a couple of them, more than a couple, like 3 or
I
4
could
of them
skip
joints.
past, you know that ain't right. I could skip past that, nigga. I could skip past
Respect. I could skip Respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think he went on that run. He had the album. He had bangers on there. Then he had the Junior Mafia joints. And then he did the One More Chance remix. And I was like, yo, this dude. I mean, not One More Chance. Yeah,
Yes.
One More Chance.
Yes.
One More. When he did the One More Chance remix, and then he had the joint with the Brat, he was just all over the place, man, and he was killing everywhere. I was like,
yo, Skills, you being too disrespectful right now.
Yeah, for real, yo. Come on.
You being too, because when that it is, he was certified to me when he came out with,
I know what you're gonna say.
I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way.
That didn't convince me, bro. You know what convinced me, bro? Taking a plane to California and coming back. And when Biggie, I'm in my house. And when Biggie said, I'm literally washing my dishes. And Biggie said, Cali got gunplay, might have won the runway. Biggie's gonna give me one more chance. I'll be on the freeway or the NYC way, screaming with my homie, give me my homeboy Lance. That was me and Mike's life. Not to sound funny, We was on the 405 dipping.
Doing that shit.
He'd be in a car doing whatever the fuck he want. I'm in the car with a bitch or a producer plotting out the album. Mike being Vega. And this was our Cali life. And when Biggie put that on that record, I was like, this nigga the great. It's the NOTOROUO.
So that Craig Mack remix
but hold
came
on,
out before Big album, right?
But hold up, y'all kind of disrespecting one verse though. I knew this nigga had the potential to be the greatest when he said, "Buck shots out the sunroof of Lexus coupes.
You know
Leave
what?
no witnesses."
Yeah,
What you think
That's
this is?
my joint right there.
Ain't no amateurs here. I damage and tear MCs fear me. They too near not to hear me clearly. I'm the
He
triple
dropped his phone.
B.
He dropped his phone.
No,
He had a drop
was
the phone moment. Yo,
Come on, man. 1,000 grams
it was
butt cut
that
to
was
the
so
gut.
dope.
Yo, that shit was so dope. When he dropped that shit, I said, yo, this nigga right here is on the way to be the greatest.
Skills,
Because
you
he
chime
taught
in.
us a rhyme scheme about
Skills,
rap
you
we never
chime in.
heard.
Skills. Let me.
Yo, his vocab was so dope. The way he bent words was so dope. Like he'll make
Hey, yo,
a bit,
stop
but it wasn't
it. Yo,
a
stop
force.
it. Oh my God. Yo, stop it. That was one of my pet peeves about Biggie and Snoop.
Yeah, no vocab.
Right. Coming from a Nas, and you know Nas ruled my life. The vocab, my man bought Ready to Die the first day it came out. He playing it. Shout out to AJ. And he like, this nigga remind me of you. And I said, this nigga.
Remember that AJ? Yo, I remember AJ playing Ready to Die for us.
Right. And I said, he's corny. Because the wordplay was very simple until I became an artist and realized you don't have to be complicated to be the dopest nigga. But Skills, when was your Biggie? Because you and Skills are the same. You got Jay-Z.
Because again, like as a rap fan, when the scheme is playing out, you can almost anticipate the next line, and you couldn't do that with Big. He came with his lexicon was way bigger than what was going on. Like, and it wasn't like Brooklyn slang. It was just like regular speak. You know what I mean? Everybody can relate to it. You know how to woo with that flower pot head shit. They be talking, you don't know what the fuck they talking about.
Hey,
big vocab. Well, it wasn't intricate like he was dropping Keith Murray words, but it wasn't predictable either. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it was, yo? I'm gonna tell y'all what it was, and people not understanding. Big's mother was Jamaican. So when he rapped, what you would hear is the Jamaican reversal of words. For example, Buck shouts out the sun. What? Yo, Watton. Buck shouts out the sunroof of Lexus coupes.
But hold on.
And
he did not do that better than KRS-One. Let me tell you one thing.
No, he didn't. But look, I'm just saying his flow was like, it was like a Brooklyn Jamaican flow because the way he moved his words around. I damage and tear. You would say tear and damage, not damage and tear. He reversed his vocabulary to a point where we couldn't tell what he was saying. And it was beautiful because once you figured it out and you heard that shit again.
When I heard that nigga say birthdays was the worst days, now we sip champagne.
That's what I'm saying. He made it fit, but he didn't force it. That was so fly to me, yo, because at that point I can't think of nobody else that was doing it like that. You know what I mean? So again, it wasn't, you don't need like 6-syllable words, but I'm saying, like, I shouldn't have said his vocab then. Like his structure of his rhyme was like super fly, yo.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think Dre would have dumbed him down a little bit?
Nope.
I don't know about, because, well, if you watch the NWA movie, Dre was trying to work with New York jokers early on, and they just couldn't get the flow of that. You know, Cali got that old George Clinton funk. Like it's like even now they live in that era. Like, so they like that sound, and I don't know if that would have went over.
Knowing that we know Dre is this dictator, this architect of hip hop, you know, like saying your rhymes over 50 times. and from a guy who's been in the studio with Biggie. There was a time when I said everybody was a better. Biggie wasn't even in my top 5. Until I realized that if I put Premier, if Premier made a beat right now, and you put Eminem, Nas, Dre, Eminem, Nas, Andre 3000, Jay-Z, and I throw one of the contemporary greats of this era, for me, would be J. Cole. Biggie would have the better song out of everybody, and it would be quicker. The only nigga could match him in making a dope song would be Hov.
I mean, amongst that list, but you got to remember, if you're talking about a dope song that a hit, and you want to throw a top 5er in there, as far as the greatest ever, you might.
I mean, the hook is hot. The hook hot is witty.
Busta Rhymes.
No, I can't get busted at. It's hit or miss with Bust for me. For me, Skills, what you say?
Yeah. Busta's saying the same with me. Like,
what about you, Jeff?
Hey, you know what? Nah, man.
Nigga laid up like Kirk Franklin, uncle.
The impact that see, you got to remember, man, the impact when you're storytelling, whether it be true or not, the impact of what I hear you say goes like we see if you a real you. I'm not gonna say if you a real hip hop head, but I'm
shit, nigga. Go.
When you listen to music, man, you gotta listen to it with a you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta feel music when you listen to it. That's why you can play it over and over again and not get sick of it. I can hear Biggie for days and not get tired of him. But there's some other rappers that was rapping that I'd be like, all right, okay, switch this up a little.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you a question. You ride around all day. Nas, Biggie, or Jay? I'm gonna go from Mo to Vega to Skills, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah, yo, man, Biggie, my king, yo. It is what it is.
Vega.
Bro, that's some bullshit.
All day, ride around, nigga.
It is what it is.
Nas, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Eminem. Who the nigga that you could listen to all day?
If I throw in an album and I got to do it all day, it's gonna be big. I'm gonna throw in Life After Death, and I'm gonna just go ride on it all day.
Skills, you.
Man, I'm going home. I'm going home.
These
and up until
motherfuckers, man, fuck this
Blueprint,
whole brigade right now.
That Blueprint 3, anything before that, I'm rocking. Anything after that, I can't fuck with.
That's not fair, yo. That's not fair.
Why? Because the catalog longer?
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead,
Mo. You was about to jump in.
I'm gonna just tell you, man. Big just came with more flavor. He was fat. He was ugly. He told you he was like that. You know what I'm saying? He was speaking truth to you in certain ways that you just gotta say to yourself, like, okay.
Low key, I fucked the bitch just because she fucked Biggie. One piece of shit.
Ew. Nah, but Jay-Z, I'm a street dude. So Jay-Z talked that fly drug dealer rap. And I was aspiring to that, you know what I mean? So it was inspirational, you know what I mean?
Sophomore album versus sophomore album.
No, I didn't get mine.
Oh yeah, who you rocking with?
All day that I could listen to all day.
All day.
Rashid, man. AKA Common Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the list you just gave though. He wasn't on that list you just gave.
Okay, out of them niggas, Nas. I could listen to Nas all day. In a variation of Nas. Daughters, that's just for me. I can listen to Nas all day. Jay-Z made me feel a little inadequate because I'm not balling. Jay-Z make you feel a little bit poor, nigga. Look, I got a painting on my wall right now that I pulled out the garbage can. This nigga got 400,000 $1 million pictures on his wall. I think Jay-Z got away from the common man. For me, I think there's no greater rapper that has aged into his maturity that we can accept than Nas.
Whoa.
Not the maturity of Nas has reflected the maturity of most of us. And let me not be, it might have been a slow grind. It may not have been a rise to the top sensation, but Nas, and this is the crazy part why Nas is winning later in his life than in the beginning, is because we all running a race in life. And Nas speaks to our life. So you, Mo, what you say?
Whoa.
At this point of our life, I relate more to Nas.
Yeah, I second that.
I mean, I can understand that. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm gonna tell you something. And this is just me personally.
When a nigga tell you he about to tell you something, he's about to say some fuckery. You can tell when a nigga me personally. Go ahead.
Because it says to an industry when somebody can do very, very, very little and you can call them great. Big didn't have a long history. And at the time of his impact, while he was alive, you was calling him great, the best to ever do it. And because of those remixes, because of that movement, that whole bad boy movement, and those 4 years, you really can say, 3.5 years. Like that's somebody, that's some of these rappers that's out here right now. I mean, if you still saying his name and trying to compare him to whoever, it's different. And for me, when he passed, that's where my hip hop probably, a part of me passed. Real talk.
But what I say is this: like, until this new shit with Nas, he was living off a lot of past energy. So you say, Skills?
Nah, cause I love the joint he did with No ID. Life is Good. So
But no, I'm talking about before then. For me, people was giving Nas the crown as the greatest rapper ever, and I was with that. But his body of work wasn't showing up. What I'm saying is, like, in the last year, 2 years, Nas been actively showing why he's the greatest rapper.
No, and that's what I'm talking about. The joint with Kanye was 7 songs, and I like maybe 4 or 5 out of that 7.
I love that shit. Yo, bro.
And then that Life is Good, it got stronger at the end. It was dope. For Nas Don to the end was dope. So it wasn't just the last 2 that he did with Hit Boy. He's been putting out good work consistently, with the last decade or whatever. So I didn't like that hip hop was dead, but yeah, he's been around. Like he won't give you nothing below average. And then he'll hit you with a banger, here and there.
Nas is a 4 mic artist at best. Am I lying?
That Lost Tapes 2 is doo-doo, but yeah.
No, bro. That Al Jarreau shit was amazing. What the fuck are you talking about?
Man, that shit was booty.
So to go back to the point, so we wrap this up. If Nas had been with Diddy, do you think he would have been bigger? Or you think he would have been a flash in the pan in Bad Boys history? a disgruntled artist at best.
He would have been Mike Geronimo.
Oh man.
Wow. No, I think Nas would have been off of Bad Boy though. He wouldn't have been with Bad Boy after a while. Since the independent thing came on, he probably would have went independent because Big was gonna leave Bad Boy as we heard that, But anyway, man, yo, see, you got a short career versus a long career.